Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Morning Motivational Rant. I am your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is Crystal Morency. Good morning, Crystal. How are you today?
Good morning, Dino. I am absolutely splendid. How about you?
I feel great. I've been bombarded by pictures and videos over the course of the evening. So, for a few things, there's some good, some bad. It was an interesting evening. So, Crystal went out to a booked show yesterday. She went to scout it out because she's going to be there on Friday because she's very cool. She's like some sort of lady spy. So that looked like it was really fun. I've asked Victoria if I can go out, not to perform, just to watch,
just to scout it out, like I did.
Just to be an observer for this coming Friday. So hopefully she'll let me out. But
are you telling her that I'm going? Because that might not be okay.
I haven't. I didn't. I said that you were there yesterday. I haven't mentioned that you have a booked spot. Just because I'm not only going for yourself. I'm going just to go see the show.
No, I know.
Right? Okay. You're not my whole world. Okay. Oh my God.
I'm his this much of it.
Yeah, not my wife. I love my wife. She's going to murder me when she sees this.
Victoria is like this and this and this much of it. I'm like just this much.
So yeah, I got.
So what does your shirt say? Sorry, I can see something and I just want to see it.
It just says, "That's a terrible idea." What time?
At 9:30 on Friday night at Crazy Jack's.
Yeah, well, you know what? This will technically be like 3 weeks late. So, but yeah.
Yeah, well, so
technically they are ongoing.
It will be every Tuesday and Friday. Yep, as long as everything stays safe. It was really safe though.
Yeah.
Like, I still kept on my mask and stuff. I still live with my grandpa. Like I didn't have a drink. I didn't. Nothing, because I can't take that chance, and I have other people in my house. I can't take that chance.
Yeah.
But, it was all well done. There was a list that only certain people, it was not open to the public.
Yeah.
So you had to reserve. It was not, just a walk-in and have a seat type of deal.
I'm just going to go in for a beer and just hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really nice. There was not a lot of, there wasn't people walking around, nothing like that. Everybody was in their seats. Yeah. Everybody, and you could tell people were waiting to go get a drink until it was gone. The owners were very on making sure everybody was social distancing.
Which is
every
fantastic.
Other booth was closed off.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, every other booth was closed off. The whole bar area was not open. So, they already have a small capacity, and they dropped their capacity. I felt so guilty because I didn't drink, so I didn't buy shit.
You're the worst.
On Friday, I'm going to buy somebody else a drink. I just personally don't... I didn't want to take any chances, unless they'll let me put it in my own cup or something, with my own straw.
Yeah.
Maybe let me make it myself with my own shit. I think the only way that restaurants and bars and stuff will be able to really practice is if they were to have, in a hospital or in a tattoo shop, sterilization.
Yeah.
Everybody opens their own fork. You open your own cup. You open your own plate out of a pre-sealed without being manhandled.
No, so that was something we had talked about the other day, was that it's if you have sterilized cutlery, normally it would be just plastic knives and forks, right?
Yeah. Pre-packaged,
but
KFC.
But that's the thing, is in a world where we're trying to conserve on waste, right? It's how can we set that up? Because I think that's pretty fair that you have your own utensils or whatever like that. But there are services.
I think right now.
Well, my thing is this: is that realistically, why not have cleaning services, sterilization services specifically for cutlery and plates? Because the problem is that a lot of times in the back they're cleaning with obscenely hot water and some soap, and that's fine. It's clean, right? But realistically.
No, every place does, like, 90%, I should say 99% of most bars, restaurants, they have a sanitizer.
Yeah.
You put the stuff through the sanitizer, you put it on the thing. But right now, it's not like, but that's being cautious on a regular basis because
exactly.
you have to. Okay, that's being cautious.
That was already
the norm,
the norm.
Great.
Yeah.
That was already needed.
Yep.
But now you need to step it up because things are a little bit different right now. So I'm all about, we do need to get out there. We do need to social interact. We do need this, but can't we do it knowing that we can do it again because not everybody's sick?
Yeah.
It's like, like it takes the fun out of it though if we can't do the shows because somebody gets sick from it and then everything gets canceled again. We all go back to stage 1 because everybody's not just do it. Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck? I get it. It's an inconvenience right now, but we don't know that it's just an inconvenience from our norm.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
From what we consider normal.
And that's why it's like, it's neither here nor there in the sense of, like a lot of people want things to go back to normal, and you're like, no, that's gone. That's not an option.
It's different.
Yeah,
now.
and that's see, the funny thing is that around the world, everywhere outside of Canada and the U.S., people wearing masks in certain situations, that's not abnormal. That's why it's like this whole thing. Oh, I can't breathe. No, you can breathe just fine. Yeah. You're just that selfish of a piece of shit that. 2 seconds with 2 seconds with some cloth in front of you, like, oh, I can't breathe. I can't. You know what? You can breathe just fine, like everyone else. Just stop being so selfish and stupid, right? Yep.
If we were raised as children, always wearing a mask and stuff, it would be our normal. We wouldn't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
It would be nothing of it. We wouldn't think absolutely nothing of it. Or if every flu season, we had to wear a mask everywhere we went.
Well,
that was just a mandatory thing, and let's say we have been doing that for years and years and years.
And people have. People have.
We wouldn't think nothing. Oh yeah, they definitely have. And we wouldn't think nothing of it though.
I wonder why it was like, for me. It's like, oh yeah, Asian people. Asian people do it all the time. It's like, oh yeah, you've been around it. All those Asians with the masks and everything.
I do love Asians. I do have a thing for Asians.
It took us 7.5 minutes and we went right to pervert. I love it. It's great. 7.5 minutes.
Why? Because I said
we're talking about things. They're nice. Everything's fun.
They work very hard. They're very passionate. They're willing to teach you. They're very they're all about growth, personal growth.
I'm waiting for her to say one thing, and I'm just.
What?
They're so hairless.
What am I gonna say? Ooh, that too. So smooth. Actually, that kind of bothers me because I'm French. So, I don't want a man smooth.
She's not doing this at the party, guys. It's just...
Yes, I am. I do shave. I'm just saying the consistency that I have to shave at, I don't want them to think I'm weird. Oh, you're hairy. I don't want,
Let's not do impressions today, maybe. Yesterday's episode that I loaded was the one where I essentially take the piss out of where I imitate the kid's mom, and I was like, "Oops."
Oh, is it? I have no idea what's gonna happen, guys. I don't even know if my hair's changed yet.
Yes. So that was the same episode.
Oh, it did it.
Well,
in this one?
The funny thing is, the episode before, and I explained this through the episode, and I put in a couple of clips, is where, number one, she deleted the episode. And we had spent essentially the entire episode talking about her hair. And then the following episode, she deleted the first 8 minutes we weren't recording. And it was gold, and I just riffed off that for another 8 minutes and just gave her shit. It was pretty funny. Yeah, watch today's.
I watch every day's because I'm obsessed with Us. It's my favorite show. Ooh, speaking of obsessed with Us, hello to Quinn C. Martin. We have a fan who watches us every day.
Is he really?
Did you know that he watches us every day?
No.
I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I assumed that he's way more important than us. I didn't know that Quinn watched us.
So did I. He's super funny.
Unbelievably so. Yeah.
Oh my God. I saw him last night. He was up last night.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I watch you guys every day. I'm like, oh my God. There's somebody first of all, there's somebody that watches us every day, and that
there's-
person happens to be a super awesome fucking person. So way to go us.
Oh no. Quinn is, and that's the thing is,
He's an awesome
Quinn
guy.
is unbelievable as a comedian, and you know what? He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a great guy.
So funny
I'm a huge fan, and honestly, I consider him
Yeah.
very much one of my mentors for comedy, because even there's been times when he'll be like, that part you need to expand that, and I'm like, okay. He goes, because you had us, and then you just were like, meh, and I was like, oh, okay, because you created this imagery, and then you just moved on. He's like, but you had, everyone was right there, everyone saw what you told them to see, and then you just abandoned it.
Yeah.
He goes, no, you got to keep on going. He goes, you had everyone right where you wanted. And I was like, I didn't even think about it. I was like, fuck, okay. That's why he's
He's really cool people.
Oh yeah.
I liked him. I think that was my first time like meeting him. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Like I think that was my first time meeting him. And I think I kept mixing him up for somebody else. Because there's this guy. Okay, he had an orange hat. Oh, I can't. Anyways, I don't want to mix them up.
Just
Get in
don't,
trouble. But I think I kept mixing them up with somebody else. But yeah, no, and I was very excited to meet him. So thank you, Quincy. That was awesome, and we're very happy to have you as a fan because you're cool.
Just remember, it's Quinn
As hell.
C. Martin, not Quincy.
Yeah,
Martin.
Quinn. I know.
Yeah.
And I made a comment. I'm like, Quincy Jones, Quinn C. Martin. I did put Quinn C. Martin.
I'm sad that it.
people-
Oh, I'm sure he has, and he has responses that will burn my face off. There's no, I've. Yeah.
Oh, I love that
He's
shit
fantastic. No. He's fantastic, and that's why I didn't even know that Quinn was gonna
thank
go.
you.
So I was like, because where it was Crazy Jack's was one of the first times that I was hosting, and Quinn had gone to support somebody else, and that he missed it. So he just popped in, and I was like, what are you doing here? He's like, just popping in. I'm like, I'm hosting. You want a spot? He's like, fuck yeah. And he destroyed the room. And even the funny part was, Kevin DeMera was like, when should I put him? I'm like, headliner. He goes, well, we already have a headliner. I'm like, get rid of him. And the funny thing was that Quinn's like, no, I don't want to do that. Don't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
put him right before the headliner. You'll see. I go, trust me right now, and you'll never second guess my trust ever again. And sure enough, Quinn went up and just destroyed. He did, I think it was like 5 minutes, like he did a tight 5 and murdered the room. Just completely murdered the room. And the following time that I was, the headliner who went up afterward just ate shit for half an hour. It was fantastic. And it's not fantastic, but you know what I mean? Like it was such a, especially so.
And if that person is watching, we all have our moments.
Well, no, anyways, I'm not even going to get into that baloney, but, yeah, that's the whole thing is that.
Just in case.
No, I don't really care, but I don't want to bother. It's more so that, I asked Kevin, and I'm like, listen, you know, because he's like, hey, can you host this time? And I'm like, I'll happily host. He goes, do you want me to find a headliner, or do you want to do? I'm like, can I bring Quinn? He's like, of course you can.
Oh yeah.
So I brought Quinn, and Quinn headlined. It was like a month later, and he did 22, 23 minutes, and literally destroyed the room. Like, to the point where I've had everybody laughing. He had everyone cheering, and half the people were out of their seats. Like it was unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, he was fantastic. I've never wrongfully put my faith in Quinn that he could do whatever he does, because every time has been just stellar. And that's the thing is, I've seen him work on new material, and the difference is like the amount of experience that he has. He's starting. Like his starting point is a lot of people, especially newer people, they're like 90% they've worked this material and they're like just doing the last little bit. He's starting at that point, So he's already starting, and he's torn it apart and restructured it so that it already works. And then so it's like his just a little tweak, instead of what the rest of us have to go through.
Inspirational people.
Oh,
inspiration.
Such inspiration. Are you kidding? He's fantastic. So yeah, so some of the pictures were from the comedy show, as we started off with. The other pictures, they weren't as nice. Essentially,
Were they dick pics with Darth Vader on them?
No, they were definitely not.
Fuck, I'm still waiting for
I
those.
sent you a couple posts from Instagram. I'm not sure if you were able to see them, just because I think they're on private accounts. But
Oh, I haven't.
I
don't go on Instagram.
Well, in
Very much.
Beirut, Lebanon, there was an explosion at a port.
Yes, I did see this.
And it looks devastating. Like I just got sent a picture.
There's thousands dead.
Well, so right now they said there's over 100 dead. I think there's about 3,000 people who were injured. And the thing is, like, so it was at a port area, and the mayor of Beirut has said that there was ammonium nitrate was being stored there that had been confiscated at the port or something of that to that end. But it had been there for like 6 years. Now, ammonium nitrate, that I believe is the same thing that Timothy McVeigh used on the Oklahoma.
It's used for bombs.
Yeah. Well, it's fertilizer is what it originally.
It's fertilizer.
But you can use it you can make it into a bomb. The thing is, when you see what happened in Oklahoma City, it was quite devastating. This, like, blows that out of the water. And the scary thing is that everything I saw, because there was an explosion, and you see or a fire at least, and there's a huge plume of smoke going up, and then they zoom in, and you can see what looks, to my eyes, I'm no expert, it looks like small arms fire, like just spark here, spark here, spark here, spark here, like just weird. It doesn't make sense to me. And then you see an explosion with a full shock wave and mushroom cloud.
Mushroom cloud, yeah.
And now, this is the thing is, I was sent one video where it's slow-mo and it's zoomed in and it looks like there's a projectile heading towards it. Right? So, because some people were like, it could be a missile. And I, personally, I think it was a tactical nuke. That's what I think. Like, a tactical nuke, like 1 kiloton, something small. But I'm going on the record as saying that
we're gonna have to dig it.
We're
gonna have to dig
the next few days are gonna be terrifying. And you know what? My heart goes out to the people of Beirut during this difficult time, because you know what? That fucking blows. And you know, I know Lebanese people; they're such nice people, and they share a lot of cultural similarities with Greeks too. Just because, like, the Middle East and Greece, that was one of the big areas for Alexander the Great, and a lot of exchanges culturally happened between Greeks and the Middle East. If only we hadn't stopped at India, Greece would have controlled the world. And we would all have been the better for it. We'd all have a lot sore assholes, but been the better for it.
I was just gonna say that. There'd be a whole lot of butt stuff. Hey, we'd be better people.
Hey, it took us 18 minutes, but we're back to butt stuff, guys.
Well, gay men are wonderful, and they do butt stuff, so maybe there's something to this butt stuff.
Hey, there's some ladies who, they're wonderful too, and they do butt stuff. There are straight men that do butt stuff, and they're okay too. Listen. Just because you do butt stuff doesn't make you a bad person. Okay, let's get that right out there. There's nothing wrong with that.
It doesn't make you a bad person.
It could back you up. It could back you up a little bit.
It makes you Crystal not want to touch you though. I mean, if you're gay, it's cool, but I just don't want you to put that in somebody's butt and then put it in my vagina. Because I think I could catch something from that. I don't know. It just feels like I would catch something from that. I don't know. Like poop and vagina mixed together. Like,
That's fair.
I don't know.
That is true. That is true.
Hopefully they wash it before. I mean, I don't know.
That's why God invented. That's why God invented ass to mouth, right? So it's
ass to mouth.
Yeah. So then it gets cleaned off before you get back in there. No, it's.
Oh my God. So I think
that's why I'm going to hell. You think too much now?
About stuff. Yeah. And I was sitting beside one comedian, and he mentioned another comedian, because one of the comedians, Brendan, has a mustache now.
Gross.
Like, he looks like he's been playing at playgrounds now. And, like, he's been hanging out at playgrounds now.
Yeah.
And I I'm joking. He knows I'm joking. Whatever. But it does. It's funny. And then the guy beside me, he was like, "Ooh, that must mean that he doesn't like go down on chicks because he has a mustache." And then another one of the comedians that went up said that, "Oh, is that like a clit tickler or something?" And then so I must have spent, and this is not touching myself, this was not erotically thinking about the situation, I was literally theoretically thinking about this situation for like a good 35 minutes last night of my time. I missed an entire YouTube video. I was watching it, but I wasn't concentrating on it because I kept thinking about the thought, and not even in a pervy way. I wish I would have got off on it or something, but nope, it just literally consumed my mind for a good 35 minutes what this mustache effect would be. Would it even be used? Is he maybe not the type of person that goes down? Is this like a barrier between men that, because I'm like, have I been with somebody with a mustache? I'm like, I don't think I've had a man with a mustache go down. And then I'm like, is it weird? And then, so this literally was in my head for a long time. Like 35, I missed an entire video. I had to restart it because I was not paying attention. I was contemplating this mustache situation, not even in an erotic way. So it was 35 minutes wasted trying to figure out whether or not Brendan Henderson A, eats vagina, or B, his mustache tickles your clit. And not even in a sexual way. And I'm thinking he's very clean and stuff.
I would think.
So I'm like, maybe doesn't, maybe be grossed out by it. Like, because, you know, he seems like very hoity-toity, like the girls leaving the hair on the shower wall and stuff. I'm
that
like,
is gross.
That happens by accident. Girls lose their hair.
I know, but it's still gross.
I wipe my shower down every time after I bath because, like, I'm just anal like that, but...
See, in one sentence, she's like, no butt stuff. And then she's like, well, I'm anal like that. It's like, so some butt stuff is what we're saying.
Anal is tight.
So,
and then tight is regard to...
let's not expand on that. Let's not expand.
A tight ship. I run a tight
ship. The
ship.
point being is, listen, the way I see it, and this is fair, okay, is that leaving stray hairs on the shower wall is, in my opinion, just as bad as hair on a bar of soap. Like, no, I'm not okay with that.
It's gross.
It's very gross.
And I think pubic hair, though, on the toilet is also disgusting.
I will agree with that.
So I think if a man uses a toilet and his long-ass pubic hair is still sitting there, just turn around, have a look, take some toilet paper, wipe it, wash your hands, go about your day.
Absolutely.
That's it. If
you don't have to wash, though.
CD, be a sweetie.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You always have to wash your hands.
Please do. Please do. Like, I have toilet paper blocking me and my privacy and I still wash. Like, you know, just in case. Just in case. Because wonder if I give myself pink eye. Wonder if I accidentally touch my ass and then I stick my finger in my eye. Now I got some pink eye. Like, do you guys think of that? Do you guys think of that? Wonder if you give somebody pink eye. And next thing you know, grandma's walking around with pink eye. Because you didn't wipe your ass. Or you wiped your ass, but you didn't wash your hands.
Which is a lie, because in actuality, Grandma loves butt stuff, and she just got right up in there. Someone farted right in her eye, and she's like, oh, shit, getting pink eye again. God damn. Sorry, now I'm writing down, how did Grandma get pink eye? Grandma get pink eye.
You notice after COVID, though, and seeing people talk in public and stuff, people are very traumatized by the last 4 months.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people's shit is just, woo.
And you know what?
People are in a whole different world right now.
Yeah, and I get it. I really do. I get it, but it's pretty fucked. Like,
I don't. My life changes so drastically so often that I'm like, what's wrong with everybody?
Man, what's the big deal?
What the fuck is everybody? What's the big deal? So what? Our whole entire world has changed upside down. This happens to me like on a yearly basis. So I'm like,
you heard it here first, guys. Crystal gets quarantined once a year. That's what happens to her.
Not quarantine, but I mean my whole life. That's what it is. It's not necessarily the quarantine that's bothering people. I think their reality as they know it
has changed.
It's completely upside down.
Oh, yeah.
And this is happening for so many people, and it's so hard for people to kind of
absolutely
get that things are not how you think they are, because they're seeing different perceptions on things. They're seeing different political views. They're seeing different friends act different ways. They're seeing a lot more people that they haven't seen before, and it's just so you get a whole new perception on what you thought of somebody and stuff. So everything is changing for everybody so much, and it's hard for people to take. And I didn't realize how easy it was for me until I saw everybody else freaking out. And I'm like, what's going on with everybody? And then I'm like,
it can be a very, very unique experience. That's for sure.
I finally feel like the level-headed one now. I'm like, hey guys, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
I can tell you guys that.
It is, but that's the weird part about all this is that even having your life turned upside down, right, is difficult. But it's been so monitored and newsworthy too that it's almost as if you're moving 1 degree at a time, getting flipped over, and every degree there's some new fucking statement like, wear your mask, don't wear your mask, don't do this, maybe you should do this, and you're just slowly tipping over. And that's why it's like such a slow process instead of a bam, world's upside down, you're fucked.
See, I think this has all happened really quickly for everybody. I think this is happening too fast for everybody. I think it's the opposite, because I think everybody just doesn't know what to fucking do right now. And that's bothering them, because fear of the unknown is the biggest fear of all.
That's false. That is false.
People have
the biggest fear you can have is the fear of Dino, because he's always watching you. Just right here. Always watching.
Well, that's why mortality and everything is so fearful for people. Is because they don't know. Nobody knows what happens after you die. So that's why death is such a feared thing amongst society,
this is what happens.
Amongst human beings.
You die and you see this face going, that's all you did? Whole life? Room B. That's it. That's my job. That's my job. Once we're back from quarantine, I'm going back to my normal job, which is you die, you see this face, and I go, that's all you accomplished? All right. Room B.
You don't want to do it during quarantine?
No, there's just so many tears of everyone just, I had so much more. Okay, yeah, but this is what you did do, and it was worthless.
But they don't know what's nobody knows.
I do.
We can't say,
that
fun. Person died too young.
There's definitely...
We have no idea what happens after that.
Pray you go to heaven, because... hell is filled with cheese. There's just, if you're lactose intolerant, pray you go to heaven. I'm just saying. There's a lot of cheese in hell.
We don't know, and that's what makes it beautiful, though. I think people look at not knowing as something so scary.
Just to be clear, I definitely know. I'm going on the record as saying this. I know exactly what's there, and you will not have a good time. She keeps on saying, there's no such thing as hell. No, there's no such thing as hell. It's called Dino's place.
We don't know. I don't know.
No, there's no... Look, the only creation of hell was literally to create... No, it's not that. Everyone knows. Anyone who's read a book knows.
Nobody knows.
I'm telling you.
No, exactly.
You should learn.
You experienced
it? Yes, I have.
No,
I was there.
Knowledge comes from experience, not from books, Dino.
You know what?
Thank you very much.
You know what? You are a bold-faced liar and la-di-da-di-da.
Okay.
For this whole time, for all these episodes.
Did you read that in a book?
Yes.
Did you read that in a behavioral book?
Yes.
So that way you can learn human behavior and how it's supposed to be and how every person is wired just the right way.
You're watching, people, what I like to refer to as the huckster's crutch. Sarcasm and just trying to fuse a situation for a lack of understanding of their limited knowledge of a certain subject. Boom.
Boom. That's funny.
That was pretty good. It was pretty good, right? Like I set you up pretty hard. It was pretty good.
People can't go to school for 20 years to know about living the way that I know about living. So
she knows everything. See, this once again. Nobody could understand exactly because she's been through everything.
Much.
Bullshit.
Nope. There's so much. I have no idea. Today, the world that I live in right now, like the household and everything, that is totally foreign to me. I have no idea what's going on with people. I have no idea. I think this is all so fucked up to me, but this is everybody else. So clearly, I'm the one that's out of the box, and I have no idea why this is all so hard for people.
It only took 53 episodes, but at least we can agree on that. We can agree on that.
I'm outside of the box. I like it. I'll take it. I don't care. I don't care if people think that I'm stupid because I don't think like
I don't think you're. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. The whole
uneducated.
point. No, I don't think you're uneducated. I think that you missed an opportunity with your education. That's my personal opinion. In that.
No.
No,
I think that you missed an opportunity with your education. To be honest.
What?
You did. You missed an opportunity of experience.
No.
And you got taught what everybody else got taught that was gearing towards the same specific goals that you were.
Still no.
So you got taught exactly the same textbooks, the same curriculum, the same as everybody else. So you only have that base of knowledge. That sucks. And I feel sorry for you.
I'm sorry, are you talking with somebody else on Zoom? Do you know who I am? Are you saying that I have one-dimensional knowledge? Are you fucking crazy? You're just insane.
No, I know that
you've been drinking. Curious. She's drinking in the morning, people. It's all gone.
It's vodka.
No, honestly, that's the thing is you know what? I've been pleasantly surprised with how
very smart.
But they're not. A lot of people are not willing to embrace knowledge, and that's why it's like you are very, very intelligent. I've never questioned that. No, sorry, I learned not to question that. Let's be honest, okay? No, you said it yourself that you come across as not knowledgeable and you use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
I come across as knowledgeable and in turn use it to my advantage to make people bow down to my awesomeness. That's what I do. That's like my whole thing. So the idea that you know, that's why in my personal opinion is there's a lot more that I think you can I don't know what you'd be suited to or anything like that, but I definitely think everyone should keep on learning, and that's why, for me, I think that's a missed opportunity.
Never stop.
You know.
Well, see,
I'm not saying about alien. I'm not saying you did, but I'm just saying you're not focused in a specific area to become an expert of that.
I don't think I should be.
Then you're wrong. Congratulations.
I'll never be an expert.
You're another one of those wrong people.
I don't care about how much schooling somebody has.
They'll
never be an expert in something until they experience.
Listen, when you need a lawyer, you're going to be like, I want you to have all the schooling for lawyers, okay? So don't bullshit me.
I want you to have all the experience.
Bullshit.
I want you to have all the experience. I've met lots of lawyers and people that, okay, they went to school for all this, but they have zero fucking experience.
I agree.
They have zero know-how. They have zero side of my... Like, I've talked to social workers and stuff, and they'll just sit there and they're trying to figure shit out, and they're trying to get your point. They have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
They've gone through all the schooling. They passed out. They got great grades. They were the head of their class.
They're not people.
They graduated with honors. They don't know, though.
Yeah.
They don't. It's like politicians. It's politicians. You lived your life in politics, yet you're trying to decide the way of a life of everyday man.
I honestly believe
when you've never lived that lifestyle.
Well, I'm a firm believer that like colleges and vocational schools, you should be able to go into right away after high school. But I don't think you should be allowed to go to university to become like a lawyer or a doctor until you're a real person. So I would say like the minimum age to go to university should be 30. Because it's people, there's so many people that don't make any sense whatsoever. They just kind of, they have no idea, like you said, they have no experience in life, they have no way of understanding. So as great as marks that they got, they have no idea how to actually deal with people, which is bullshit. And that's how many times have you seen, a doctor like that where you're like, I'm sorry, can you look at me in the eyes maybe when you're talking to me? Or can you actually address what, like I'm telling you this hurts and you're going, okay, here's a pill for it. I'm like, no, you haven't even checked it out. I don't know what the fuck's going on, right? I also want to bring it to everyone's attention. It's taken me 53 episodes, but I have finally figured out how to condense these tiny little scissors so you can see them. They're very, very small, but they actually go into each other. It's like it just... God damn it, look at that, and folks. Bam, now they're scissors. It's amazing. It's like, bam, they actually...
Is this what you do?
Yeah, I need to distract my mind, otherwise it just starts going off the rails. So, I get too deep into things.
You can't tip me on these benefits, you just let me go off the rails. You can't give me any of these, hey, Crystal, grab something to fiddle with.
I'm not.
So that way you're not twitching balls and saying retarded shit online.
I'm not saying that
like
you needed.
I am so awkward on these things because I'm always like, because I just don't know what to do. I'm like.
You'll notice that
and then
I've been talking with a pen.
On these big long tendencies, and I'm like, why isn't he shutting me up? Why is he not interrupting me yet?
Because I'm a polite conversationalist, and I don't like to interrupt people.
No, you're not. So why are you trying to?
Okay, on record, I'm very polite as a conversationalist. In person, I'll tell you.
He'll tell you that himself.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah. I'll tell you myself that I'm a good conversationalist. Very respectful, very kind, very informative, because I'm educated. Bam! Oh no, I should just stick them up like this. Bam! Fuck you.
And I'm very pretty and smart, and I'll tell you that myself.
I'm the smartest person that'll ever tell you how smart they are. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm fantastic, and you wouldn't even know
that
it.
makes us look like idiots.
See,
Even Elon Musk said that.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is if you have to ask people if they know who you are, you're nobody. Right? That's the biggest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know who the fuck I am? Yeah, nobody, loser.
Yeah.
You're the guy who's about to get his ass kicked. I've had
the guy that just made my vagina dry up. Thanks, dude.
That's the thing is, I've seen a couple guys where they're like, "Oh, you know who the fuck I am?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Why don't you show me?" And one guy's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." He's like, "Oh, maybe next time." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I thought, little girl. You should go fuck yourself." I had one guy beat the shit out of me though because of that too. I was like, "Yeah, why don't you show me?" He turned me into a fucking fat guy pretzel. It was not fun.
Oh yeah,
that shit happens.
I laughed at a girl and she like totally. Oh, it was bad. I got beat up by a girl by just laughing because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know that she was being serious. I'm me, and I'm like, ah. And she like really wanted to fight, and I didn't know. I thought she was just fucking around.
That does happen.
Sometimes my sarcasm can get the best of me.
You don't say! I would have never thought it. Never in a million years, people. Somebody being sarcastic could let somebody up? Nah, that's a modern myth.
It's worse. This is why I like relationships, because I don't know how to fight. Like, I don't like to be mean to people. I don't like to say... So my sarcasm is what I got.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm just going to attack you the best way I know how, which is...
Verbally.
Belittle the fuck out of you.
I'm not that nice, apparently. So she's the nice one, and
oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's the best part about this is that people are like, oh, she's the nice one. No, she'll destroy your soul. You ever seen her talk down to people? She will make you regret ever existing. You will finish a conversation with her and be like, I'm just gonna go walk into traffic. That's that. She'll just slowly break you.
I only do it to people that do it to me first. They don't do it to my face, but I know they do it. They've done it to me already, and I can tell because they'll walk up to you and they won't talk to you like respect that they just talked to the person that they walked up to before or something. So then I'm like, okay, all right. And it makes them feel worse because they had just finished putting you down. Or they had just finished thinking that you're a piece of shit. So as soon as you can make them feel lower than the person that they think you are, then it's kind of like
it's frustrating.
Lose.
It's frustrating. It's sad. There's a whole bunch of issues with it, and it bothers the shit out of me that so many people just assume.
People need hugs.
Well, it's not even that. They need so much more, right? Like these people are they're just so disappointing. Their existence you're just like, I can't handle you at all.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just
be happy. Fuck. At least you're not like.
It really sounded like she was like, be happy and fuck. Just keep fucking. That's the key to happiness.
Do that too. Fucking do that.
It's not a bad key.
That's why we're miserable.
It's not a bad key.
Well, I'm miserable. That's why I'm miserable. That's why I'm miserable. Dino's married. He's got it like there.
That is not how it works in marriage. Nowadays. Listen, I'll be honest with you guys. That is not how it works in marriage. And trust me there. It's not just right there. You got to work at it harder sometimes. Trust me. That's just life.
That's what people were saying during COVID. People were like, all the single people think that all us people that are hooked up, that are getting it on this whole COVID. He's like, that they probably still have more sex than we do. Even though they can't leave their house.
I think my record when we first started dating, because what we would do is, because like I didn't have a very clean apartment, and Victoria obviously lived with her parents where we live now, so we would get like a hotel room every so often for like the weekend, right? And just like kind of sit there and just fuck like rabbits. And my record, I believe, is 18 times in 24-hour period. And like,
that's awesome.
And I'm like, if somebody was like, "Hey, can you do that again?" I'm like, "What are you, fucking crazy?" At this point, I get halfway through and I'm like, "I need some electrolytes. I might die."
Yeah, the last time I did that was with my high school sweetheart, because we both like obviously didn't have the households to go into it, and we were just started doing it, so we were like, "Fucking, this is awesome."
Oh yeah,
so
that's true. That is true.
These parts feel fun.
Yeah, well, you know what?
So we used to do that, rent a hotel room and just sit there and do it for the whole weekend.
It's that's
and on the ride up there and on the ride home.
Way too much information.
To be young and fun again.
Definitely way too much information.
Be young and fun again.
Listen, I just want to not get winded. What the fuck is she talking about now? I'm just hearing these murmuring in the back. She's going. I'm like, what is happening?
Hey, just enough information. I was just having a flashback. Sorry.
Her flashback wasn't up here; it was down there. Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
She's gonna. Oh my God, Crystal! What the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking.
I know. I just got a little bit.
Pervert.
Stuck.
She's like, oh. So I've been mockingly looking at Victoria, and me, I live my life all titty all the time. Okay, just so you guys know, I'm a big fan of the breasts, and so I'll be looking at Victoria back and looking good, and she's like, you're a fucking pervert. I'm like, that is true, but she still look good. So. As a way, and as I've explained before, is the best way to stop a situation from ever happening is to address it in advance, such as if I'm driving Victoria's car and I hit a speed bump, I'll hit it and be like, oh my God, can you not hit the speed bumps? It's a new car. And she's like, I was supposed to say that. And it kind of stops her in her tracks. So in the same way is what I've started to do is when I'm gazing at her, she'll look at me and I'll be like, why? You're looking at my titties. And she pretty much, and she's like, it's not funny. I'm like, it's pretty funny. Because I'll even like just rub my chest and be like, why? You're looking at my titties. Oh my God. Like I'm like some old like Southern Belle or something. So far it's been working. She hasn't gotten mad.
Are you trying to sleep with
yeah,
me?
it's like, do you have unholy intentions, sir? You know? And that way, because...
You're going to have to ask my...
Yeah.
Never mind.
You have to ask my...
Never mind.
You know what? I was halfway through it and you said, oh, that's sad for me. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I know, I'm like, fuck.
That was horrible. That was... Keep it positive. We have like 20 minutes left, you harpy. Can you not like make it a fucking Debbie Downer?
Yes.
You got...
Oh my God.
The cat eater himself. Yeah, well, you know, hey, I liked Alf. I thought Alf was very creative.
Hi, guys. How you doing today, Ted? That wasn't Elf's voice. It was more like, how you doing today, Ted? I can't do Elf's voice.
No, you can't. You can't, but it's fucking hilarious. I'll tell you that much. It was still good. I liked it. I had a good time.
I liked it. Boop, boop. Elf makes an appearance to MMR.
That's literally what I was just writing.
Do you think I should bring him on Friday? I don't know what I'm going to use him
Definitely
for.
not.
I'll just have him sit beside
Definitely
me.
not.
Just
You're not like a 13-year-old girl. Just leave your teddy bear at home, weirdo. Ew. Stop molesting Alf.
He's got like, I never noticed that he's got like a big, but if you look at his mouth, but he's got like a big like, I'm not showing them, sorry.
I have no idea what's happening.
It's weird. His nose is weird.
Yes, it looks a lot like a penis.
Penis.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, it does, right?
I think that was the whole idea with it, other than him walking around with a red rocket sticking out of his fur, okay? It's like, we'll allude to the sexuality on his face instead of him walking around with a boner every time he sees a cat. Because I'm pretty sure he fucked some of those cats before he ate them. I'm just going to put that out there. That's a very good chance.
Well, he was experimenting on them. He's an alien. He just apparently they probe you. There's been a lot of anal action happening in the alien talk. Anal probing. I don't know why. Maybe the aliens are Greek too. Maybe the aliens.
What the hell was that?
Well, isn't it true though? Actually, that totally makes sense. Think about it. Like the Greek mythology, the Greek, like all that stuff.
So Greeks,
maybe it all makes
we
sense.
didn't just perfect butt love, but we are now so elevated that we are aliens probing the whole world. I'll take it. I'll say, yeah, Greeks are now aliens. We actually travel the universe probing people's butts, sharing the knowledge of butt love. That's what we do.
And Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
They weren't Greek. Fuck you, okay?
The one was. That's what, hey, you should
Not really. She is just a crabby, like, weirdo white kid with dark hair.
I'm pretty sure she was just about as Greek as you
I'm
were.
pretty sure you're full of shit. Dog shit. Okay? You've eaten dog shit and now you're full of poo. Now I gotta figure it out. You're just why do you do these things to me?
Sometimes when you wake up in the morning, it feels like a dog came and pooped in your mouth. Do you ever get that feeling?
No.
If I forget, because I'll brush my teeth before I go to bed when I wash my face, but if I go out for a doobie after that, then I'll notice when I wake up in the morning, I can't, like, there's got to be nobody that I come in contact with. I got to go straight to the bathroom and brush my teeth because it literally tastes like somebody came in and took a nice load in my mouth. And they ate tacos before they did it.
You are definitely crazy right now. And just so you know, not one of those girls is Greek, okay? Not one.
Oh. In real life or on the movie?
Both. No, in real life. I don't know about the movie. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Because in the movie, I thought she goes and sees her auntie or something like that.
Yeah, it's called a movie, jackass.
That's who she
okay?
stays with. Well, I know that, but
so
I'm talking about the movie. I don't know the actresses. You know, you're the one that even knew what the movie was called. I'm only still taking your reference to the movie and using it.
Heaven forbid I have knowledge that I try and share with people. Oh my God. What an asshole.
Ooh,
like, seriously?
We all do need to know this knowledge that there is one pair of jeans that can fit every girl.
That is not true. Jeans don't stretch that way. I confirm that 100%. Okay?
Speaking of funny jeans, okay, so I gotta stand up for a minute, because you see my jeans, how they have holes in them?
You bought them like
prior
third
to
hand?
COVID.
Yeah, okay.
No, prior to COVID, they just looked like those jeans that had holes in them. Now my legs look like little sausages because all my crap sticks out of the holes in the jeans. So
I'm gonna bring up a new topic along the lines of people appropriating fat lives. I want to put out a poster that says "Fat Lives Matter" and have like all of them like a sausage hand, like so it's like not even, you know, because people gotta stop saying, I gained like 3 pounds during quarantine. I feel so fat.
Okay, well, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I'm saying for me personally, I can't. I'm sorry. So what? I have to gain 100 pounds in order for me to be able to bitch about it? No.
At least.
It's a
minimum. 100 pounds. 100 pounds or just go fuck yourself, okay? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Unless we're talking real weight.
If I have to buy new clothes, that's a problem for me, okay? I'm sorry. I will talk about it. Because yes, I have to buy a whole new wardrobe. Do you have to buy a whole new wardrobe because you gained weight? No. But I do.
Maybe you should buy clothes that don't stick to you like tape. What's up? I just saw her face go.
I was not blessed.
Huh? I was like,
I was not blessed with this in order not to wrap it up pretty.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
I did not work this hard, do this many, spend that much money on drugs in order for this to be tight, in order for me not to wrap it up tight. You know how much I had to go through? I had to go through rehab. I had to go through waiting for crack dealers. All this years of damage, eating disorders, all this damage that I had to go through to get this white trash skinny that I am.
Listen, I think the truth is...
I'm going to wrap it up tight.
The truth is that nothing tastes as good as being thin feels. And that's what Crystal thinks. So, she's the worst.
I did have that mindset. Now I try to gain weight because I don't want people to think that I like it, but it just because I've ruined my body so much, I did so much damage to it. Everyone's like, oh, you should be so thankful to be thin. Like, no, I fucked up my body so bad that now I can't because I have ulcers and I have all this other shit. So I really can't eat a ton. I really can't eat.
Just so you guys, we're almost out of time, but I'm going to say this anyway. So just so you guys know, I make this joke about how I can turn any bar into a hazmat situation with a few tacos and a pot of coffee. And I'm slowly, the more and more she says stuff like that, I worry that when we do this live, she's going to fart like a little squeaker. And it's going to be like, oh, what the fuck? And everyone's just going to run away because it's going to be so bad. And people are going to blame me. They're going to be like, yo, that fat fuck farted. And I'll be looking at her and like, just take the shame. And you'll be like, take it. I need you to take the bullet. And I'll take the bullet just like I take it on a daily basis. Okay, I'll take the shame, even though it's not mine to bear, just because people couldn't believe that such a dastardly thing could come from her. That's some bullshit.
Oh, I'm bad too. I am bad. And I will totally make you give it. Because, like, my insides, like, are dying. I don't know what's going on with my insides. Many years of torture has led to something weird happening down there. Like, so, I will let you take it.
That's
like,
so
you're
good.
like, when you said that your poop shouldn't be black, I'm like, oh, it shouldn't?
Very much so, no. Okay?
Oh.
Listen, just so you know, okay, so before my dad got cancer, he had a bleeding ulcer years and years and years and years and years ago when we were really young kids.
Me too. I had to get cut right open.
Well, and that's the thing is he had it when I was like 1 or 2 years old. And I was like, I don't give a shit. I just climbed up on the bed, pulled on his wires, and I'm like, hey, what's up? You know? But back then, they had to cut you from kind of right down your belly and open you up. So he got it actually a few years before he got cancer. He had a bleeding ulcer again. And for him, he was like, I'm going to die. This is what's going to kill me. So he got his will prepared, like he updated his will, did all this stuff. And they're just like, why is this such a big deal? He's like, well, I had it before. They're like, when? He was like 81, 82. And they're like, oh, that's why. Because it was such a dangerous procedure. They were like, listen, you're probably going to die. Yeah. Now what they do is they just go down your throat, burn it closed, and come back out. No, this is what they did to him.
Nope.
I'm telling you, you need a better hospital. Okay. This is what they did to him. There was no outside scars. They just went like this, huh? Yeah. And came back out.
Mine, I had it done 4 years ago. I was supposed to go for another surgery last spring, and I didn't go because I was like, I got this. The pain went away, so I'm like, it's fine. But I literally, because I had to go for an emergency surgery. I think maybe that's why. Because mine was an emergency surgery. Yeah. But they literally cut me from here all the way down to like almost near my belly. Because they had to open me right up. They ended up cutting my appendix while they were in there. Oh, it's just messy.
Fuck,
just messy.
She turned into Lady Operation.
And the doctor was like, oh, it was bad. It was real bad. I was on feeding tubes, everything. It was just bad. It was no good.
No, I don't think that's good for anyone.
No good. And then the last one that I had was almost near my colon. The doctor said, and that's the one that I was supposed to go get removed because it was at the bottom of my intestine going into my colon, and I haven't got that one removed. So, but I don't feel the pain as much, only once in a while now, so I'm good until it starts getting really painful again. Then you gotta go.
So we're gonna need like an understudy for our co-hosts if anyone's interested, because apparently someone's dying here, and it's not who you'd expect.
No,
we are out of time.
I'm super.
Like I'm not. I'm fine. And it's just like. She farts out of random holes in her body. Just She's like a giant steampunk machine. She's just... She's like half robot. She's like, let's do some comedy. Steam.
Ooh, see? Maybe I am already robot. AI, see?
We all know she was different after she came back from her interview. She was cloned. Anyways, we're out of time already, so by like 2 minutes. So we have to do a morning motivation, Crystal. Crystal said that she had something special to say, so she was going to take over the motivation today. I'm just fucking with her.
Do you really want me to motivate people?
Not really. I believe you can.
Okay.
I do believe you can, but I don't think you're ready for a succinct type of motivation. I've been having a weird thing happen to me lately. So, as I discussed a while ago, my aunt passed away, and where my mom is originally from in Greece, they believe a lot in superstition and stuff like that. So, like when my mom's mom, my grandma, passed, she would have dreams of her visiting her in her dream as like a crow and stuff. Now, so the day that I found out that my aunt had passed away, I kept on seeing... So my aunt had a very dark complexion. She almost looked like she was from Southeast Asia. And I have a brother who's also the same complexion. It's a very weird thing. There's a whole big history to it. But anyways, so... but I've been seeing this light brown butterfly that keeps on coming around the house. And every time I go for a smoke, it's out there. And I don't, like... I don't not believe in weird stuff, but I do believe in weird stuff, but I try not to give it much merit because it's a slippery slope and things get very awkward. And
don't overthink it, just take it.
And that's why is so I will greet it in the mornings when I go for a smoke. It comes and hangs out with me and will just sit by me. And it's weird. It's really weird. But we spend a lot of time finding ways to discredit and enrage ourselves for reasons to hate people. And, I don't believe in that kind of hippity-dippity stuff. And I would make fun of coworkers and refer to their naturopaths as witch doctors, right? Like, I really don't believe in a lot of stuff. But I've been proven wrong. And I was happily proven wrong before, and with this, I said, it's not about what I believe, and it's not about what you believe, but a lot of times it's about what other people believe, and just respecting them for that, and just going, you know what, I don't have to argue, I don't have to try and convince you, I don't have to do any of that. Are you happy? Are you being a good person? Great. That's all it takes. Like, it doesn't have to be this crazy fucking thing where you're looking for reasons. Like, I honestly, at first, I was going to kill the butterfly. So I'll be honest with you. That's what I was going to do. And then I kind of thought, I said, well, maybe it's her. I don't know. But it made me feel happy. And that doesn't mean that I'm all of a sudden going to be some sort of tree-hugging fucking hippie. For $10, I'll probably eat the butterfly. I'm just saying. But in general, I think it's something that we're missing touch with. And I think we really need to kind of stop and say, hey, maybe this is better. Or, hey, maybe it just doesn't matter arguing. It's not worth arguing about. And that's all that I've been thinking about. I thought I would just tell people is that, just stop for a second and say, like, is this really the hill that we need to die on? Because a lot of people keep on thinking that, oh, well, that's my beliefs. And you're like, yeah, guy, nobody cares, man. Just don't harm other people. And you don't have to be this aggressive, well, my ways are right. You know what? Nobody gives a shit. And even if you are right, your delivery makes you just sound like an asshole. So, fuck off and be well. That's really my message. Best said in Demolition Man, Fuck off and be well. How about that? Okay? I think that's all I have to say. Crystal, where can everyone find you?
Well, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean that it's wrong.
That's not where they can find you. No.
They can find me at Simply Me on YouTube. That's where they can find me. And Crystal Morency, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and Dino.
Guys, Dino the Genetic Marvel on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. I have a fan page. I also have a Twitter account that I don't really tweet, but I do follow some people on, so I'm very, very cool and very popular. Shout out to all our regular listeners. We started at 10 today, so I have to send out the invitation to everybody, or the notification that it's out, but the episode just came out. But as well, follow us on not only on YouTube, but we have an Instagram account. We have our things are all loaded on, let me see here. We have the audio recordings that are right now on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcast, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify. So please listen in. And as well, we love to hear from you. So like, share, and subscribe. Let your friends know. Let your mom know. She'd probably think I'm hot. It's always good. But anyways, have a great day, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.